Sorry, I wasn't trying to like take over your role. I just was like, oh, it's gonna be the clap, and then it's gonna be me. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's the clap.
Or yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so this is really brand new. Like this is like barely finished it before this started. So yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to read. But so what happened was I was going to do a different piece for this, and then on Friday Stephen Sondheim died, and he was masterful, extremely like prolific musical theater composer and lyricist and all that jazz. Has like more shows than I've seen and that I even could list. Like I would forget them because I haven't even seen them all. But point being, so then I'll just read this because hopefully this will make sense. Okay. So in April of 2020, in an email to my friend Kenny Melman, the PS I wrote him read, P.S. I was so busy recording that yesterday I can't read my writing. I was so busy recording that yesterday and was thus unbeknownst to the Sondheim tribute, so at first when I saw your tweets about it, I assumed he died and went on a very weepy emotional roller coaster in the time it took to Google and thus learn otherwise, and my roommate roasted me for it, so I figured you might find it funny too. So to find out for real about Stephen Sondheim's actual death this year from, of all things, a tweet that Kenny Melman wrote, only feels right. As I said in my own knee-jerk elegiac I'm so sorry, I cannot read. As I said in my own knee-jerk elegiac tweet, I've always known Sondheim was going to be a celebrity whose death would hit hard. But this piece isn't about Sondheim. Or it is, but not only. Like most theater kids, Sondheim's work is the water in my aquarium, so quotidian but so vital. When I found out he died, I immediately made a list of people to reach out to in order to send condolences and genuinely check in. I knew this would send shockwaves through the community. I still don't know the seismography of my own circles yet. Oh, I can't read. Sorry. I still don't know the seismography of my own circles from this event, but I took to my notes app to make a checklist of people and start drafting messages. Tell me you're a theater kid without telling me you're a theater kid. Tell me you're gay without telling me you're gay. As I made my list, more memories arose and were re-illuminated, and before I knew it, a piece began to emerge. Gratitude and really point-blank happiness is difficult to portray in art, for me at least. Where's the spice? Where's the conflict? Where is the drama? I am very much not fluent in singing happy, but in this case, I've already got a whole songbook and stories to match. Don't stop now. Keep going. The first person I reached out to was my high school best friend. We were already talking about Tick, Tick, Boom when the news broke, and the irony of it made me laugh through my tears. I tried to break the news gently. I was too harsh, too quick to joke with Bowie, but the way the people spoke about the widespread grief for Bowie matched how I feel, now having lost this songwriter who, upon discovering his work, made me immediately feel so seen and validated as a weird kid in an environment where such expression wasn't allowed. Just swap glam rock with cannibalism puns. But Sweeney Todd, as dear as it is to me, wasn't what I recalled when I spoke to Therese. No, I remember sitting with her in the dark in our movie musical class on Frappuccino Friday, as I called it. Joey Clark, our teacher, arranged a projector and announced the morning's fare, a musical called Company. As I sat slurping up Starbucks and snickering with her over something that seemed so impenetrable and dull and altogether perplexing, we giggled and whispered about the absurdity of it, thinking, how could anyone like this? I was younger then. Cut to college when, in the summers between school as well as late-night chat convos, Therese and I found ourselves discussing the themes and complexities of Company, moved and challenged and inspired by the same show that our high school selves couldn't make any sense of. If anything, that illustrates our growth as people, comprehension begot from lived experiences, and yet, in all this looking back on memories like these, I also recall her telling me in 2019 that I'm the same person I was when we met. My instinct was to object. I don't put this much effort into my transformation just to be seen as no different than some dumb 15-year-old. And yet, there are definite times when that person still exists. And this weekend was certainly one of them. You always are what you always were, which has nothing to do with, all to do with her. Teresa is one of the very, very few people in my high school that I still talk to on a regular basis. I don't count Darius because we're family and have been inseparable since we were 6, but for all our yearbook messages about never losing touch, I really haven't kept up with my track, my fellow performing arts high school musical theater major, class of 2013, New Amsterdam's Forever, whose graduation song was literally No One Is Alone from Into the Woods. We'd been through it all together, like the trial by fire that was learning America choreo from West Side Story for our final showcase, ignoring the fact that a me should never under any circumstances be in any production of West Side Story unless I'm a Jet. The fact that a klutz like me not only learned but performed that number but did the whole combination in heels still stands as one of my proudest achievements. And I know so many of us struggled so hard with that one, but we got it in the end, and I'm proud of all of us. We're no longer in touch so much, but for better or worse. We're no longer in touch so much, for better or worse. But I thought, God, even if they don't need me tonight, I'd be lying if I said I didn't need them. So I went and reached out to the old group chat anyways. I'm gonna have a sip of water because I'm losing my voice.